If you have followed that channel for a while, you'll probably notice we had so many wallet introduction. Trust Wallet, MetaMask, Ledger, Terra Station, and so many others. But the problem is, we have to access our fund through our centralized exchanges to then transfer our fund to these wallets. Also, the problems that I have with the centralized exchanges, most of them are custodial wallets. That means they have access to your private keys. Still, that didn't stop us to use the perks they're providing us. In this video, we will discuss everything in depth about Kucoin. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and press the bell notification. Write down in comment which centralized exchanges do you want to know more about in the next video. Without any further ado, let's go. Okay, so I assume already you have an account with the Kucoin. If not, it is very easy. You can press the link below this video. It just brings you on Kucoin. You just put your email and password. They send the code to your email. You put the code and voila, that's easy as that. And when you log in into your account, this is the main page that you'll see. I'm just gonna divide the parts that I'm dividing the video. That's how we're gonna speak about which part in which one's gonna be first, second, and what is the last part that we're gonna put more emphasis. So first one, we're gonna talk about buy crypto, then about the market. I'm gonna skip trade and derivatives, which I spend more times about how to do the spot trading, margin trading bots, derivatives, which is a lot harder. U20 USD, which I received, and I'll talk about how to deposit and withdraw as well after this, and then we talk about earn, and then trade and derivatives at the last part as we put the more emphasis in it. Now, first, in order to buy, we put the fast buy, and in order to do the fast buy, you have to do the KYC. You might get the kind of the best rates, especially for example, you want to do 1,000, you get $704. If you want to do with Visa card and MasterCard, PayPal, and the bank, you get less, as you see from 700. That is AUD. Just make sure this is not USD, it's AUD, so Australian dollars, as where I'm living at the moment. So this is about that. You have to do KYC. You have to go verify yourself first. Next one is peer-to-peer. It's just between two person. You send the. I don't really recommend using anyone for this one because the rates are bad, as there is less of a market, less of the people doing USD, Ethereum, Bitcoin. There is less happening at the moment because, as you see, there's nothing except USDT, and there's a less of a supply and demand. That's why the volatility is so much, and you don't get the best possible price. Also, the last one is the third party. I'm pretty much sure you don't need to do any KYC for this. I haven't used it because I already had KYC in one of my account. I just made this account in order to represent how to work with Kucoin. You can choose which one that you want, and then USDT. You put, for example, $1,000. You might get a little bit less, like $4 less. It does not matter. Then you proceed. And disclaimer and confirm, there will be another page open up and you proceed to do it. So that was about how to buy crypto. Next one is market. This one gives details about market, for example, on different pairs, such as, for example, you're going with USD or USDT, any stable coins. This is like Paxos, TUSD, USDC. You can get details about a 20-hour change, the last prices, the amounts, the volume, and so many others. I don't really recommend using it, as you can press and it will open up the trade if you want to do this. You can even put their alerts. I don't really find it useful because, CoinMarketCap and TradingView does this job better in general. Not really like CoinMarketCap, but TradingView, as sometimes you want to make a trade line and you put the alerts on a trade line. This one you can't. There's like have to be horizontal line, and there's so many other platforms you can use it as well, such as CoinMarketCap on like mobile application. They send a notification to you. Same as this, Kucoin does send a notification to you as well. But I'm suggesting using TradingView if you can, as you can do your analysis and put the alert specifically. So that was about market. We skip trade and derivatives, talk about it later. Next, I'm gonna go through the overview to see the asset overview. As you can see, there's a couple of accounts. If you don't have your margin account, don't worry, just press the margin account on top and it just say you have to agree about terms and condition. Press and we'll open up a margin account to you. Nothing really crazy. I just sent a little bit of the UST into this account in order to show and represent how to work with the earn part, how to do the trade for the spot, margin and derivatives. Nothing crazy, it's only 20 UST. In order to deposit or withdraw, you can go deposit or withdraw, or if you want to do on a specific token, you can press deposit. You can choose which coin that you want. Still, we can even change it in here. There's a whole list. Either you can send it on a mini account, trading account, or your cross margin account. You can accept, fully understand. Then if it's your Terra, you press Terra, Ethereum, you copy the address, the memo, and use send your from other wallets, which is in this case I use my Terra station to send to here. Either if you want to withdraw, same thing, but you have to do the SMS verification, quick verification. It's the same thing. I'll show you at the end of it when I withdraw my UST to my Terra station. So this was about deposit. Now it might be a question for you why there is a main account, why trading account. In main account is the account that you can withdraw and deposit. You cannot withdraw deposit from your trading account. Easy. And also if you want to do trading, you have to transfer, and it's very easy. You go on your account, transfer, for example, how much that you wish to, and trading account. And this is not a transaction, so it doesn't cost anything. It just between your main account or trading account, so it doesn't cost anything. And after that, when you finish your trading, you can transfer to the main account or cross, isolate, future account, depends on what you wish to. This was about how to work, like transfer the money between account to account. Let's go to the end part to speak about the earns. So for the first part is the cloud mining, which they put it recently, I don't know, maybe a week ago maximum. I'm not really sure how many days ago. Something that personally I'm not looking for it, as I say, 1st of March, and today is the 6th of March. I don't really looking forward to invest in cloud mining, as there's a lot of things that you worry about. You have to, this one's sold out, this one's on sale, BTC, and still 365 days. This one was 180 days. As this is, it was a little bit better because 180 days, so your money is gonna be frozen for less amount of times. This is 365. You have to know a little bit knowledge about cloud mining. So technically that means you kind of lease computers which they're doing transaction. You have to repay for the electricity, the amount of hash rate that you wish to. For example, you wanna, this is a minimum amount, 5. This is a amount of hash rate. You have to actually do a little bit of the computation to see how much you get. Consider doing the electricity fees. APR is 95%. I really suggest to do investment in any other part. But if you wish to put a little bit of part of your money, make sure go through and have a little bit knowledge about the cloud mining and computation. A little, you don't need to be like scientists. As long as you understand the efficiency, the types, the hash rate laning, which it is at the moment, and going through these details about the product as well. I don't suggest. If you wish to, you can go. I don't do it personally. Crypto lending, one of the useful things in every exchange is you can lend and borrow. So, for example, I have like 10 USD. This is a lending, not borrowing. And I'm just gonna put the interest rate of 1, the estimated profit, not much. I mean, if it's like $10, if it was like 100 or like 1,000, still, if you see, not really big amounts, but it is better than nothing. and especially when market is on bull market, this percentage is almost close to like this, or even more, to be honest. Depends on which stable coin, either USDT or USDC. So this is optimal rate at the moment. Double check if you want to have like a part of your investment as your stable coin. You can lend it if you wish to, but if you put the percentage way too high, no one's gonna borrow it. No one's gonna borrow it from you. So, and you get nothing out of it. And if you put it way too low, you don't get the most out of it. So yeah, and if you want to borrow as well, it's the same thing. You just want to see the daily interest limit, and you press the daily interest limit, the amount that you wish to, either 25, 14, or 7 days. The terms, if you see 7 days, 14 days, 28 days, that you have to return it. If not, it won't make any trouble, it just get renewed, so it will be like reset with the profit on top of it. So that means Kucoin's gonna pay your the amount that you borrowed, but with the interest, and put the interest on top of it, and it's just gonna reset to the daily interest rate as well. Next one is gonna be Kucoin Earn, which is, it's a good way to earn as well. It depends on either if it is flexible or fixed rate. Fixed rate, that means it won't change. The flexible, the rate goes up and down. That's why the flexible usually have a higher rate. Sometimes depends on the coin as well, like 100%, and other days like 80%. You have to check and see. Also, they have the redemption period and staking period. Staking period, that means it's gonna be locked for 90 days. Redemption period, that means when you want to redeem the token that you stake, it takes 2 days that you have access. If you want to do like anything with it, you want to sell it, and in those 2 days you don't get any rewards for your staking. That's generally it. The burning drop, that means when you stake something, you burn a token, which is POL, P-O-L, in order to improve the computation, or like in general, you boost your APR. Polkadot, you do the Polkadot ecosystem, you can participate my bad, in on-chain. I seriously need to drink a little bit of water. So this parachain slot auction, you can participate through Kucoin. I don't suggest, because it takes a little bit of time for this to get updated. Just go on polkadot.js. That's safer if you want to participate in Polkadot's crowd loan. Ethereum 2, which is the one that's going from proof of work to proof of stake. You can stake your token. Generally for Ethereum is 2 years. When you want to go on a main Ethereum website, this one you put your token to get Ethereum 2, and it's getting locked. You're getting staking power, and you get return from Ethereum, and also the exchanges liquidly traded. You can see the promotion when you press more. For some reason it didn't work for me. It seems it's bugged. For example, even Polkadot, you search for it. Let me search for ADA. See, there should be one saving or staking. Even when I'm crossing down, I cannot see anything for some reason. It is bugged. So when you have time, when it's fixed, just have a look at it to see if you wanna stake your token. Next one is the Spotlight, which is IEO. Initial exchange offering. Can you please work? It was working yesterday. For some reason it doesn't. There's a token that they want to say, hey, if you want to invest in this initial exchange offering, depends on which project that you want to invest. Make sure you have a full fundamental analysis of that project, then invest, as you might lose the value of your money that you invest. There's something that I really like about Kucoin is if you have holding above 6 Kucoin holding, you get profit. You might ask how, which is because whenever you do any trading, if you see there's a market maker and market taker, right? So every transaction that you want to, like if you open any trades, you have to pay as a market taker. If you even open a trade or position, you have to pay for market maker. If you don't know about it, just search over Google. It's not that hard in general. So you have to pay a little bit percentage wise, as you know, Kucoin's providing you this platform so you can do your trade. So Kucoin benefit from this, and Kucoins want to spread this benefit to the Kucoin token holders, which is, if I'm not mistaken, 50% of the profit will be divided to the Kucoin holder, for the token holders. So for example, you can daily get token, and the more Kucoin token that you have, the more amount of the you get profit out of it. So it's kind of like a stake, but it's not staking. You're just holding it, and if a Kucoin see that you hold it in your account, you just give as a top of the profit. They divide the profit to you as well. Yep, that's good. So this one about the Kucoin bonus, Kucoin pool. This is about staking, power hash rate for the. This is Kucoin pool. Same again with the hash rate, but this is not a cloud mining. You have to go through it as well, something that I would not really looking forward into it. You can have a read about it. Which one do you want? For example, Bitcoin to Bitcoin hash rate, the Ethereum. If you wish to, you can watch the tutorial and invest if you wish. I'm not doing it. I don't think that I'll ever doing it because the alternatives, there are so many better alternatives. That was about the earn part. Next one, we'll talk about spot trading, and then margin, and then trade bots. Okay, after we learned to transfer our fund from the main account to trading account, we just go on a trade and spot trading. So, I know it looks a little bit confusing, but generally we talk about the charts and the numbers, everything on the top and bottom from this box. On TradingView, how to work with TradingView videos. If you don't know, just watch that video. Everything in this box has been explained. Even how to work with the trend lines, anything you wish to, we talked about it. So I'm just gonna delete this. But personally, I don't really use this. I still use TradingView if I do any technical analysis. But how to work with? First of all, on a top left side, you can see BTC USDT. If you want to choose any other pairs, for example, like Ethereum USDT, which is this one is USDC, which I'm gonna close it. So I wrote down, or just forget about it. Go for like dots. You can see all of the pairs that exist. At one side of it is dot USDT, dot 3 times long, dot UST, dot KCS, .btc. It depends on whichever you want to choose. You just choose one of them. Dot 3 longs, that means you expect to, this is a token that you expect to go long, you buy it, and this is exactly the same as a margin, but this is like 3x. So 3 times long position, this is 3 times short position. Not much of a difference. If I usually want to invest anything that I want to use the margin or leverage, I go with the margin product, especially either cross or isolate, which depends on the scenario. I go either isolate or margin. So in our case, let's just go with UST to USDT, as I have, let me see, for some reason it's not showing. Let me go with this UST and see if I can find USDT to UST. So here it is. Doesn't matter, either it's going to be USDT to USD or UST to USDT. They're both stablecoin, but because I transfer a little bit of fund, it's $20 from my Terra wallet to this account. I'm just going to first transfer it from UST to USDT, then I can make any like other market, or I can even use it on, how can I say, in margin product as well. There's a less margin product that you can use with UST. In this case, I'm going to transfer it to USDT. Before that, we have we have to set a trading password. So you're just going to send an email. I'll check the email. Let me double check. Okay, I set up a, either you can put 4 to 6 digits for the trading password. I put it every time if you first time you log into your account, you have to use your 6-digit password. I think it gotta be 6-digit, not 4 digits. I don't know, maybe it used to be 4-digit, but the maximum is 6, and I think it should be 6-digit. I have to double check. So this one mainly just brings a BTC to USDT, which on top we can see, but we already have like open a tab, which is USDT to UST. We go here, and the left side and the right side, you see the order book, the people that wanna sell, the people that wanna buy. This is buying USDT. This is selling USDT. So they wanna swap. This is a buy and selling position. This is a recent trade that you can see. You cannot really get enough a big amount of information unless you want to do, for example, a trade. And when you do a trade, you'll see a position up here. Let me give you an example. So, for example, you want to buy USDT, but you want to buy, you want to spend less. So I press this amount. I just left click, and it just shows a number here. I put 50%, which is it's just saying 20 USD available, so like half of it almost. And I press as a buy USDT on limit. Limit, that means you have to buy. You have to put the price that you want to pay for each USDT that you want to buy. If I press this, it will bring here as my open order. And if you see this little bottom in here, it shows my position. It's open in here, and you can get more details about how much, the price, the amount, how much it filled, and how much is unfilled. You can cancel it right here. So you can play with it, the price you can pay. It make the sounds, but something, if you even cancel it, it just make the sound, say, hey, like the cancellation has been successful. Or if your order has been fully filled, that makes these sounds again. You can play with it, just put the price, the amount, 100%, 50%, you can play with it. But before that, let me talk about the advanced setting. You can either do post only, as you said, the order enters the order book as a maker order with a limit price and will be cancelled if there is a matching counter order. This is a hidden, so visible is set as 0. Your order will be taken as a hidden order by default, which is not much of a not much of explanation. Every explanation is really clear here. But this one is a little bit tricky. So you have 4 options when you want to put the order. Either good till cancel, that means the order will be filled unless you cancel. Good till time, which if you press it, you can give the time. If the order hasn't been filled completely, it's gonna get cancelled, and whatever has been filled will be still there. You get the amount that has been filled. The rest of it, which is unfilled, will get cancelled. Immediate or cancelled. This is a little bit tricky between immediate cancel and fill or kill. Immediate cancel, that means when the order reached there, it's gonna be immediately filled, or it will be cancelled. This is fill or kill. That means, for example, that one is immediately. This one is a little bit different. That means either it's gonna be completely filled, or you don't take the order at all. So that's kind of like a little bit opposite of good till canceled. Good till canceled, if it's get a big half filled, 70% filled, doesn't matter how much it filled, you get the amount in your account. But this one is you either completely your order, the amount that you set, gotta be filled, or nothing at all. So that is the 4 things that you can choose. 95% of the time are good with good till cancel, as I either can put as only once or save it to all of your advanced setting. You can change it on the bottom right side, and you can do whatever you wish to. So this was generally about the limit. Now with the market, the difference is for the limit, you just put the price that you wanna either buy or sell. The market, it just automatically put the best market price. For example, if I put 50% buy USDT, it automatically buy USDT. So, and it just shows in order history. This one is a canceled. This one has been completed. As you can see, 10 USD filled at this, average price was this, and completed. So you can get details as well. If you wish to want to get more details as well, you can go on asset, on spot order as it was a spot trade. Order history, you can get the same thing, but that one's only showing for one pair. In here you can get all of your detail for the order history. You can get 1 month, 3 months, a year, or if you can customize and export it to CSV in order to do for your taxation or whatever is necessary to do. This is mainly I use for if I want to do my tax return to either anything. I export this CSV file and I send to the company that I'm working with for my tax. Now let's just back into it for the spot trading again. Now about 10 USDT roughly speaking, and I'm going to explain how to work with stop limit and stop market. This is a little bit same, stop limit and stop market. This means, for example, you want to buy a product. You expect to the price, for example, you want to sell. You expect the price to go down, right? You want to open a close scenario. Say, hey, if the price, lose this, for example, support level in here, for example, if the price dropped until like 34,000, you just make like a sell position at here, which is a support as like a pullback. And you expect to go down if you do any expectation. For example, you expect the price from 43,000 goes down to 33, so you put at 33,000, and when the price reached the 33,000, this limit order will be activated to sell your position at, for example, 39,000, and you put the amount of Bitcoin that you wish to sell. That works exactly on the buy position as well. You expect if the market goes up in here, for example, you expect for the market to go 52,000. We imagine that we are here, right? So if the market goes 52,000, the order limit will be activated, and you say, and just buy me in like 41,000, and you put the amount. So this is like if the price reached this 52,000, then buy me Bitcoin at price of 41,000. This is a thing. So if the price doesn't reach this amount, the order wouldn't be activated. This is the same with stop market. That means, for example, if the price reach this, buy me, for example, anything. Buy me the best market price that is existed at that time, and it's gonna immediately buy. I mainly usually work with stop limits, and stop market has its use, but stop limit has for sure more usage than the stop market. Depends on your goal. So that was generally about it. Limit market, stop market, stop limits. I talked about the setting, about advanced. We can see you're available. Let me talk about as well. For example, let me go this. The amount that I have 100%. When I put 100%, it will just say the volume of the USDT, because this one is the amount of Bitcoin that I put to buy. In here, it just shows the volume per USDT that I wish to buy Bitcoin as an order. So now let's see what I can go through. We can go to the cross margin. So in order to do that, we press the cross margin, and as you can see, we don't have any USDT available, but you saw it. We had on trading account, right? Because we have not transferred in our margin account. It is totally different. Even the margin product between cross margin and isolate are absolutely different. You have to be really specific which wallet that you want to transfer your fund. And you might ask, should I really go to asset in trade and then transfer? You don't have to. You can do that. But can you see there's a green button over here, either for Bitcoin or USDT? When you press this, it just shows from which account to which account you want to transfer of which token, and you press the available. Usually the top one are the tokens that you have, which for me is USDT and USD, and I confirm to send it in my cross margin. If I want to do isolate, I'll go isolate, and I have to find which one that I wish to. For example, I go with BTC to USDT. You can transfer to your isolate margin account for each pair specifically for isolate. For cross, it's just all together. Doesn't matter which one. You can transfer and confirm. So this is isolate market. This is a cross margin for isolate. It is same, but you can have like either you can borrow until cross margin, which is the maximum is 10x. You can change the set the leverage. For example, you can go with 3 leverage if you wish to, if you don't want to really risk it. As you can say, you can borrow up to 0 BTC or 20 USDT under current leverage. If you make it like higher, you can get like 89 or like 90 if I want to put the 10x. Depends on how much money you put in your margin account. So we press confirm, we can set the leverage. I'll put 3x and it just shows in here. And you can have 2 choices in order to do your leverage. Either you can put the auto borrow in here, which can enable. I don't usually do it. Usually before I do my trades, let me cancel this. I go on the asset. As a lending and borrowing, I go to my margin, cross, as we only gonna work with cross, not isolate, and you press on borrow. Let's just go with the best price because I'm gonna like immediately return, so I don't really care. And the amount that I can do, you can borrow 20. Something's not right in here. Let me double check my wallet. My margin, the borrow available amount. You can press this, and I'm gonna borrow 100% as I put the 3x at my margin for my maximum. That's why if I put 10x, I could get $90 rather than 20. So I'm just gonna go with it, 50% to be safe. So as you can see, you just say the coin, the order, the actual borrowing, the interest rate that I have to pay in 7 days. This is daily interest rate, by the way. So now let's just go to the margin trading again. And let me show in the asset in the margin account before even doing anything. So you just show liabilities of $10, the available amount. As I already have $10 and I have $10 liabilities that I got from the margin. Debt ratio for percent. If the percent goes higher, that means there's more risk of getting liquidated. So you have to be careful. It depends on how much risk that you want to take. You have to keep this percentage as low as possible. Let's just go on margin trading again. So for example, Bitcoin for this price, for some reason, usually when you left click this, that should put the numbers in here in order to buy, but I want to put a little bit less. So I scroll down, I press even like, let's put 38,000. I'm just going to show how to work with it. So you already borrowed money. I really suggest using that, unless you can just go auto borrow as well. It's just same thing. It just automatically borrows for you. I don't suggest because first of all, you cannot see the percentage. It is harder to do the money management. So I suggest you do the borrowing part by yourself before entering a position. That was once one of my friends was really close to get liquidated because he got over, this leverage 10x and the market was, crashing, and he forgot that it was on auto borrow and press 1 extra zeros, and he was so close to get liquidated. So make sure don't put on auto borrow, do your borrowing. And there's other tips and tricks that I can explain to you, that sometimes when the market is a bull market, so many people borrowing USDT, it's better to go borrow USDC and and change USDC to USDT and do your stuff. That makes it better if you want to go on long run. Ouch. And yep. So let's just go with the cross margin, how to work. Same thing, limit order. If you set 100, as you can say, available amount is 20 USDT. And if you remember, we only put 10 USDT and we borrow 10 USDT as well. So we place the buy BTC, and the order will be activated in here as your cross. This is not a spot. If you press spot, you cannot see any open order. If you wait cross, you can see, and isolate it because we don't have anything, we will see nothing as well. As you can see, you don't have any fund in your BTC USDT isolate margin. Let me just cancel this order. It it is the same thing, but you can work with the BTC as well for the if you want to make any sell position in a margin. But the thing is, you have to borrow BTC rather than USDT if you want to make any a sell position. So rather, if you want to make a long position, you have to borrow USDT. Any short position, you have to borrow BTC if you want to work with the leverage in margin product. So let me just go in a margin account. Just gonna repay. So after you borrow, you have to repay, unless this will be still the same. The debt ratio will be here. You have to do it by yourself. The account won't do it for you. So after you finished, you have to press repay, and you can choose it in the time priority or the rate. Rate means the highest one that you have to pay like daily interest. That you're gonna pay that first. If you have a couple of different borrowing position, this is a time priority. For me, it's all because I only have like 10 USD. It's 10 USDT that I borrowed. So as you can see, the debt ratio is 0. That means I'm safe. Now let's just transfer to they're the same to the margin product. Depends on which product that I want to do. You're just gonna press. I'm just gonna see BTC if I can find BTC to USDT. From my cross margin, it's say I have 10 USDT to my isolate margin account. And when I go on isolate, I can see it is here. Let's just go back to the margin again. It is everything the same that I explained about limit, market, stop limit, and stop market, and advance. Just make sure the isolate, you have to be specific of which pairs that you're choosing, and it is the isolated margin. So as you can see, you just realized that I have a 10 available USDT. You can even move it back to here as well. For example, you want to put the 10 to the trading account. So I'm just going to confirm. And as you can see, I no longer have USDT available in my cross margin. So that was about it. Next up, let's talk about the trading bot. I do not really suggest anyone to use the trading bots. The reason is that's the whole purpose of this, the page, to make sure you have enough knowledge to do your, trading, from money management, asset management, to technical analysis, how to do the fundamental analysis. So you don't need anything. For example, dollar cost average, something that we do, but this is the bot's gonna do for you. I'm just gonna explain how does it work. For example, you wanna enter a position for BTC, invest. You can tell the bot to invest either daily, every week, or every 2 weeks, every hour. It depends on how many positions you wanna go for it. You just say the time of the investment. You can put it now, or like any other hours. For example, 8:10 today, and how many USD per investment you want to put. For example, you can put maximum. And it should be on your trading account, not on your main account. There's the advanced setting as well, which is the profit targets. Better really not to change it, as it is the whole purpose of using with the trading bot. You can press create, and this will buy BTC for you. Depends on either 4 days, every 2 weeks, which one you want to choose. This is good for the usually for long-term investments. This is a stop grid. This is for the long term. The short term, you can go for create a bot. This is gonna use the volatility of the market, and when the market's below this, they're gonna buy it for you with like close to 27,000, and when market's high, gonna sell it for you, and the number of position the place is gonna order for you. The estimated profit after even taking the fee. You can do the investment and use a BTC. This is AI parameters. You can watch a tutorial as well, and that's generally it about it. You can create, and this will do everything about it. This is a customized one. You can actually change the price of the low and high, which it was here, and the number of orders. You can, instead of the 100, you can put like 50, and the total investment that you want to put. You can put like, I don't know, 1,000, depends on which one you wish, and create. Nothing really out of ordinary. You just the bot's gonna sell for you, which is like kind of like not scalping, but like short-term investments, which the bot's gonna do the buying and selling for you. Not really recommended, maybe as a newbie recommendation. I still think you can do better with your investment rather than putting your money in here to use the volatility. And you know, if so many people are going to use it, so many people are going to get advantage of this, it will not get effective, because the more people are going to use it, there is a less of how do I explain, when a lot of people are doing the same thing, it will be less advantages, so the profits gotta get like spread between people. That's what I mean. So it's not gonna be huge advantages. This one for the future, this is as well, this one is kind of cool because you can see, for example, invest on each, depends on which you want, Polkadot ecosystem, metaverse, NFT, cool chain, DeFi leader. For example, you want to create now, you can create how much you want to invest on each of Luna, AVAX, Uni, Link, which is a DeFi protocol. You can even add coin and do your, depends on market cap, equal total investment you can put, and you can create. This one's kind of good. It's if you cannot do your money management at all, but I still recommend watching our videos. Doing a little bit of research will be enough in order to do your trading by yourself. And I don't think actually short-term or scalping investment, it's gonna be really good. You don't get that much of a return, and also you have to put a lot of time and hours. And even with these bots, they're not gonna be that effective to make you a millionaire. No, it's just you have to learn it. You have to do it in a hard way, unfortunately, and that's the whole purpose of the videos. So in the next part, we're gonna talk about futures. Okay, as the last part of this video, we will explain about derivatives. But before we go in and talk about derivatives, I just want to let you know, in order to work with derivatives, you should have experience working with financial markets, especially for crypto, for at least 6 months or a year, to get like a grasp of how everything's going, so you don't get greedy. You have control of your emotion. I see an obligation for me to first of all explain how to work with derivatives, but warn you have to be careful. And everything in this video is not a financial advice. It is only education. That's the whole purpose of this video, to make sure educate you in order to you can invest properly and have the knowledge for it. So make sure before you're doing anything, have a research thoroughly about everything, and especially for the futures, you have to know the perpetual contract, or actually the charts. Even it is Bitcoin to USDT, the chart have a little bit of difference. For example, sometimes the price of Bitcoin is like 41,000, but the chart for Bitcoin to USDT for perpetual, it's around like 39,000, like almost 40,000. So it's like it might be a gap between them. So even when you want to do any sort of analysis, you have to make sure the chart that you do in your analysis going to be on the BTC perpetual, and also you have to have the understanding about what is the funding rate, funding fees, about the open interest, how to get the most out of it, the knowledge that you can get. If you want to know more about it, make sure to write down in the the comment section, so we make at least a post or video in our Instagram page if you wish to know more about it. So let's just jump into the derivatives. We have Future Classic, Future Light. I'm hoping that I'm not pronouncing it incorrectly. If I do, please forgive. It's the Future Light. They're absolutely the same. Future Classic, I'm just gonna show it. Future Classic have more features. This is more user friendlier, if you want to put it that way. I don't really use it. As I said, it doesn't really provide that much of the details, and there's other options that they can use. For example, TP, SL, reduce only, that you cannot really find in here. So one thing about it, so the Future Bro, I don't like this one either. This is like gambling. I'm not here to do gambling or do analysis and invest accordingly. Leverage token, let me show. This is almost the same. There's sometimes a little bit differences of the price changes. This is a 3 times short ADA. That means if you buy, for example, token and you margin by 3 and go on short position, it's gonna be absolutely the same. The thing is, this is just a leverage token. Maybe sometimes the price might be different, depends on supply and demand, and people usually doing the arbitrage, which actually you can find it in here as well. Arbitrage portfolio, which they will explain that they can buy the base currency in the spot market and go short in corresponding contract with 1x leverage. For example, the rows, it's a go buy rows USDT, the amount, and go on a short contract on 1x leverage, exactly on a perpetual, a rows perpetual, which you can arbitrage the difference between spot market and a perpetual. That's what we call the funding rates. And if you don't know much about it, just read it through and just write down in the comment section. We will make a full video about it. I don't recommend really, but if you wish to learn more about it, or even if you want to divide your portfolios in different things, do as you wish. If you're asking me if I'm doing it personally, I don't. So let's go with trying to find something that the price almost to the $1. So Matic, because when we want to explain how things works, which is not this one. Let's go with derivatives for the classic. Matic Perpetual, that's good. The reason that I didn't choose Bitcoin, because the price is like big and only put like $10 in the future, and it doesn't really explain much how much of a token, how much of the BTC that I'm buying in the future in a perpetual contract, or either not buying, like I'm going long or short. So I just choose something which is almost $1, so we can see a little bit more of a difference of leverage and how much token we get. So this place is almost same as the spot, as I explained. Trading view, this is an order book for the sell, for the short, this is for the long, and this is a real-time trade, and this is a chart. On the right side, this is a calculator, which is go on your profit. You can find the liquidation price, the close price, which is, for example, you have for example, at the moment you're going on the entry price, you put at this price, and you want to close at 1.9, for example. You go 5 leverage, and you go like 1000 Matic. Calculation, you just say the profit you need this much of USDT, and you get profit of this much, and this much is the amount of percentage that you get. So you can do a calculation. You can go for short, you can go for find your liquidation price. You say entry point is this, and this is the size. What is the liquidation price? Which is 1.2 if you're going on a buy or long position. You can just work with the calculator, find everything. This is about the preference of contract, the features, the notification, the layouts. You can play with it if you wish to. For example, if you want to see the theme is going to be like light, you can change it. I go with dark. Doesn't really hurt my eyes, so I found it better. Now, as we explained in the spots as well, we have the limit, which is you can work with the market as well, which is if we press this one, it makes it as a market price. This is a limit price that we can put, and this is a stop, which can be both used for the stop market or a limit, stop limit or stop market, which is this if we choose, depends on last price of the market, or we can even put a price that we wish to. This is absolutely the same. Let me explain it in another way, which that makes it easier. So if you remember, we worked with the stop limit and stop market. This is the same. So when you put on stop, if you press on the market, this is become the stop market. And you can even put any prices that you wish, for example 1.2, and now this is the stop limit, depends on if you're going on a buy or short position. So that was about this. I don't really go through stop at the moment, as it makes it even more complex. So first I explain what's happening with the limits, and if we're all in the same page, I'll go give it like a really quick example of this stop as well. So for example, let me make a contract. So I just go for the last price. You can choose whatever price for the limit if you wish to. And I'll go leverage of, for example, 3. And if you see, it doesn't let me put anything because the quantity is a little bit too small, as I forget something. Yes, I do not have anything on available balance in here, if you see. So I have to press from my trading account to the future, put the amount that I wish, which is I want the maximum USDT to be transferred, and transfer in request submitted. Sometimes it takes time for some reason that I don't understand, especially from the future the future account to the if you want to send, for example, USDT to trading account or main account. For some reason it takes time. Let's just double check it now. So yeah, that's working. For some reason, when its amount is too low, you have to press it manually, the input, but 50%, it's just showing that's around $14. And the leverage is 3. So I choose how much of that I want. If I go 100%, that means 3x leverage is like $30, despite the fact that I only have $10. That's what it makes it, the 3 times leverage. If I make it 5, that should make it almost 50, roughly speaking. So I go with, let's just go 5 and 50%. Now, the next option that we have is TPSL for the long and short. We're gonna go for the long, and we can put take profit. The price that we put in here, the price that we're gonna take profit, I'll put it higher, so 1.6. And the price for the stop loss, you can put lower, for example, 1.27. You said, hey, if the price reach this, you can sell it. Also, you can put it not manually. You can put like 100, and it just makes it, if the price reach this, the profit rate is 100%. And for example, you don't want to lose more than 15%. You just put 15. Say, hey, this is a stop loss at the moment. So now on the right part of it, it's just saying last. When you press here, this is a mark price. That means when the price reach this, it's gonna sell to the market price. When you press the last price, it's gonna put on this price, and they're gonna take profit on this price. So that's a little bit of the difference about this. So I'll put as like a 50% of take profit and 15% of the stop loss. Now the next one, when you press, it's reduce only. Okay, in order to explain what are the reduce only actually can help us, let's just go through a chart. Imagine you're around here and you expect there's like a big support level. It's around like 1.25, and you put a long position for 10 Matic, right? So imagine 10 Matics, you put the long position in here. When the price reach here, it get activated, but the problem is, as you can see, this wick is just jump high very quickly. And just think about it, only half of it will be filled. So you bought 5 Matic instead of 10. And because the order still hasn't been activated when you put it around here, like 2 hours ago, 2 hours before that, this is a 1 hour chart. You just go sleep. And you put another sell position as a 10 Matic in here, and as you know, you're sleeping or you don't have access to internet, so you put 10 Matic buy in here and sell for the 10 Matic, I don't know, somewhere around here as a short position. Problem is 5 Matic has been filled, but still there is a 10 Matic for a short position. When the price reach there, 5 of the Matic that you already bought in here will be sold, but you'll be open in 5 Matic as a short position that will be open, right? The thing is, the price will increasing and the liquidation price will be here, and imagine the price will jump here and you get liquidated rather than getting the profit that you had to reach in here. So That's a problem that can be saved with the reduce only. When you like open a, not open, when you put like a limit contract for buy a little for like a lower price, and you put a sell price that you want to do, that you don't want to be more than you're buying, you put the reduce only so you don't do that mistake, and it will be sell as much as you actually bought in the contract. So that's can help you as well. This is a hidden that the order will not be displayed. It is same as the spot that we explained, the post only, that it will to get market fee. It won't be immediately in orders. It just, you can even cancel it if there's any matching with the contra order in the market, but it will cost the market fee. And this is the one that I explained as well, immediate or cancelled, good till cancelled, and you can press this if you, for example, make this contract, it's immediately get filled or you get cancelled. That is generally it about this. If you have coupon, that you can have a deduction for the fees. If you have asset that you put deposit or transfer, deposit that you mean you want to deposit, for example, Matic from your other wallet that you have to here, or either transfer funds. That is generally it about future. Same thing with spot. Instead you put stop price, the price that you want to buy, for example, to say, hey, if the price reach here, which is like, for example, let me just go with the current market. So for example, you will see there's a, for example, a support in here. You say if the price reach like 1.39, for example 1.395, you can buy Matic for me around 1.42, as it is like as a pullback, something like this. Depends on which one that you want to do. For example, this is for a short position, in order to get like a, you break the support level and you get a pull. Let me make, for example, this is a price drop, pull back, and you expect, hey, this price, if the price reach here, you just enter a short position here, as you expect to go down again. As let me see if there's any other the boxes that I can make with here. Imagine there is a support level in here. The price reaches here, pull back, and you expect it is. So you enter a short position with the stop limit or stop market if you wish to. That's generally everything about it. Make sure like, subscribe, press the bell notification. If there's something you feel that is not very, that it has not been explained completely, let us know about it. I might make like a complimentary videos about it if you wish to know more about it.